Hi, everyone. Hope you're doing well today, wherever you are, and whatever time it is you're watching this. Once again, I'm in the midst of like packing and everything. So I guess I always like choose this time to film because it seems like I just have like a lot of thoughts pop up during this time. As I'm like collecting the things, it's like I'm collecting my thoughts in a way. But I wanted to make a video about not being discouraged. And I feel like we often have these goals in life of doing whatever it is that we have our sights set on. I feel like exercising more is a good example, or even just wanting to feel better in our bodies. I feel like, especially as I get to know more like 30 plus year olds, I feel like that overall sense of health and well being tends to be more pertinent. And I think people start paying more attention to health and wellness as they get further along in their 30s. And so I'll just use the example of like working out, for example. It could be, for example, to like lose weight or achieve, yeah, like I was saying, general health, like better health. And I think, and I was just talking to someone who mentioned that she started in the last like 4-ish days a new habit of going to sleep early, waking up a bit earlier to then go outside and like walk a few laps around the park. And yeah, I had met her like at the beginning of the trip and then seeing her again closer to the end, and her sharing this change that she's made with me, or her sharing this change that she's made, um and like letting me know about it just made me realize like, and she's in her 30s now, and it made me realize like it really only takes like those first few days to realize that like we are truly the ones who can make a difference like in our own lives. Like we are the ones who can save ourselves. And I think even like her describing the way that she's felt, like even though it's only been 4 days, right? Her even describing like this habit of going to sleep early, waking up early, getting some sun in the morning, and then taking a walk. And then she's saying how, like, oh, there's like this whole other world that exists of like people who wake up early and like go for a walk and everything, and are just like out in the park. And it made me realize like it it only takes like that small recognition. And I say only because it seems small, but at the same time, it's very big. And I think just like seeing someone who made that change, like in the span of like a couple weeks, was very illuminating for me because I feel like when you see someone do it like in real time, it reminds you like, oh, like we really can be the change that we wish to see in the world by starting with ourselves. And as someone who works out like consistently and it's like part of my lifestyle, even though I've been totally off like as I've been traveling the last few weeks, but even so, like I think seeing her and just like talking to her about it was very inspirational for me because I think it reminds me like it's really the small things that we do every day that can make a huge difference because the small things accumulate over time and end up making like a world of a difference. And so I told her like, yeah, when you do something like 3 days in a row, it's already not no longer just like a random thing. Like I feel like if you can stick with something for like a few weeks, like it can really get integrated into your lifestyle and then you slowly like become that person that does that. Like no one is born that person who works out 5 days a week. Like no, that is a habit that you cultivate. And then once you start cultivating that habit, you start identifying as that type of person. Like people might see you and be like, "Oh, like you seem like the type of person that works out a lot, right?" But that's just like a label that they've placed on you and it's obviously backed by the fact that you actually do those things, but no one gets there from the go jump. Like no one is just like starting off like that. Like everyone starts off not working out, you know, and obviously some people grow up playing sports and things like that. So like maybe they have that more integrated into their lifestyle. But even so, there's like so many examples of people who played sports as a kid and then like as an adult they're not really active, but all of that to say like everyone really has to start somewhere and then it's your habits that build your character and then your character shapes your destiny. So in order to become that person you want to be, you must develop the habits that that person would have. Like if you want to be a healthy person, a healthy person treats their body well, eats nutritious foods, like moves their body, things like that. And that's just like more of the physical side of things. There's also like a mental and spiritual component of it all, but that's just one aspect. But I think the main thing is that like we really are the captains of our own ship. Like we can really shape our own destiny by taking these small actions every day to ensure that when we wake up tomorrow, hopefully, that we start off on the right foot and are putting ourselves in a place where we can reach like our full potential because we've done the work to take care of ourselves. And chatting with someone who has made that change recently in their lives, it just reminded me of the importance of the small things every day that add up, the incremental things. And it's not to say that it's easy by any means. Like 4 days is an amazing streak, but it's about can you keep going so that it turns from just like an experiment that you do into a lifestyle and like your character and then who you are, right? So I hope that everyone can maybe like think about the small things that you could do to help you become that person that you want to be. Because one thing that I've learned from speaking with her is that we have it all of us have it in us to do that, to like make those changes. It's just about like, can we really stick with it? So, I hope that helped and or resonated with you in some way. Sending you good vibes as you go about your day or evening. And keep an eye out for the next video. And we'll chat soon. Bye.